I told you that the Church of England banned Christmas in 1647. Well, you can't spell Santa without Satan. So, is Santa Claus really Satan, the devil in disguise? Think about it. Do you really believe people just made up a story about a 350-pound man stuffing himself down your chimney? No. The World Book Encyclopedia admits that this concept originated from the Norse legend of Hertha, a so-called goddess who would appear in fireplaces to bring good luck to the home. A devilish spirit could easily pass through a chimney in a fireplace, right? And it doesn't stop there. Druid homeowners would leave treats, milk, and pastries to appease this god who came down their chimneys. Sound familiar? That's right, it's all about worship. Even today, many religions leave milk and food in front of their idols. Now let's talk about stockings, leaving them out for Santa. This tradition is eerily similar to witchcraft practices, where socks or personal items are used in spells to target the victim. Just like how, as kids, we're told to leave teeth out for the tooth fairy. It's the same trap. So, yes, Santa will leave you some great gifts in your stockings, for sure. Oh, and here's the kicker. The word Santa is a true anagram of Satan. Yet many people believe Santa Claus is based on a priest named Saint Nicholas. But guess what? That priest never even existed. The Second Vatican Council in the 1970s openly admitted it was all a fabrication. And don't forget, people used to call the devil Old Nick. They're rubbing it right in your face. Some speculate this nickname comes from German and Scandinavian words, starting with Nick, which were used for dangerous supernatural creatures. So, who's really coming down your chimney this Christmas? Follow my backup account and leave a comment for part 2, because there's more to this than meets the eye. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What I want to say about the bipolar thing is, because it has the word bi in it, it has the idea of like this split personality. Well, that works for me because I'm a Gemini, but when you ramp up, it expresses your personality more. You can become almost more adolescent in your expression, or border into places. This is my specific experience that I've had over the past 2 years, because I've only been diagnosed for 2 years now.
Can I ask you about this? Because I'm fascinated. You know, they say that we know more about the universe than we do about the human mind.
Hiding this from you. The Vatican archives aren't just old documents. They hold proof of ancient gods with advanced technology. But that's not even the craziest thing that was recently discovered. In leaked Vatican correspondence, there are hints of hidden texts saying, "These writings contain knowledge forbidden to the public." The archives have been guarded for centuries, so what are they hiding? This is where things get scary. In newly revealed whistleblower accounts, it's said that the Vatican archives aren't just historical records, but contain evidence of an advanced ancient civilization known as the Viracochas. The accounts specifically mention that the Viracochas, worshipped as gods, left behind documents and artifacts that detail advanced technologies and lost histories. However, once these documents were found, their contents were concealed, and the true history of the Viracochas was hidden to maintain the Church's control over historical narratives. This explains why access to the Vatican archives is so restricted and why the contents remain one of the world's most guarded secrets.
What if I told you there's a private AI tech company secretly replacing people with AI clones so lifelike that no one even realizes their loved ones are gone? A highly secretive AI company called VoxSynth has developed technology that can replicate someone's voice, mannerisms, and even personality with chilling accuracy. They aren't just making voice assistants or deep fakes. This company is abducting real people, using them as templates to create AI versions of them that seamlessly take over their lives, leaving family, friends, and colleagues completely unaware. VoxSynth targets individuals who live alone, who have minimal social connections, or travel often, people whose disappearance could be quietly covered up. Once someone is taken, the company's AI engineers create an AI clone that replicates the person's voice and personality so well that it can hold phone conversations and send texts to family and friends without raising suspicion. The AI persona tells everyone that they're simply relocating for a new job or traveling somewhere remote, and ensuring no one questions their absence.
There's different things that will happen to you if you sleep in different directions.
Okay.
So specifically, this is west. I actually looked into it. Okay. So you're sleeping west.
I'm sleeping like this.
Yeah, this way.
Yeah.
Right? Toward the house. Now, west is that's the most relaxing, but it's also the most comfortable. So you can get lazy, or you can get like, you don't feel like doing stuff.
Yeah, that's real shit.
No, like I actually Googled it, right?
Yeah.
And east, it makes you feel the most inspired, but also like almost restless. So it's like you feel
the opposite.
Doing a lot. Yeah, doing a lot, but you won't sleep a lot.
Okay.
In when we were in the condo, I was sleeping east. I was facing a direction.
You're going this way.
Yeah, east.
Yeah, east.
Yeah.
And you're restless?
And that's restless. Fam, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. Well, mans were motivated. But mans are motivated, right?
Yeah.
So one of the worst apparently is sleeping north.
So this way.
Yeah, apparently one of the worst is sleeping north. But it's because what happens is, like, if you lay down and you can imagine like your body's here.
Yeah.
The blood will rush to your head because of the magnetic pull of the north.
Full congressional hearing of the UAP. Basically what they're saying is that it's a very secretive program, but then they break down different types of UAPs. This one was a disc that said that they use the clouds as concealment, or they appear as clouds. One that was observed by the US military was in between 200 and 400 meters in diameter, that was using the clouds as concealment.
That's so scary.
This is in Congress. They're reading this.
It's real.
Yes.
Oh.
They call it the boomerang or arrowhead UAP, one of the more rare UAPs to see. It says the UAP is observed rapidly decelerating to a stationary hover, followed by the sudden emission of a sphere of light from the junction of the two wings, which expand to partially engulf the craft in a rotating sphere of light. And it says that's where the footage ends.
Literally like a Star Wars jump to hyperspeed.
Yeah. Solomon, when God said, "What do you want?" he said, "I want wisdom." He says, "I'm going to give you all the wisdom." And Solomon was the one that built the temple. Was he given part of that wisdom, maybe not that technology, but the wisdom to create these mega structures, putting these giant blocks into place? Because I mean, the Temple Mount, they have these huge stones.
We talk a lot about Solomon and the mystery schools of Babylon, right? So one of the things, the secret societies that we see now, the Masons, the Illuminati, these secret societies, they are charged with carrying this sacred knowledge. This is part of what they do. They hold this secret, sacred knowledge. Solomon himself strayed into the mystery school space. He was trying to acquire all of this knowledge. At that point in time, the ideas of the mystery schools of Babylon were actually real things. It's an interesting concept here. Did he get some of that knowledge when he asked for wisdom? Or did he acquire some of that knowledge through the mystery schools of Babylon? Because this is supposed to be, according to them, think of what it is, but they're supposed to hold pretty flood secrets that were passed down, because they ascribed their, quote, theology or their mantra stuff to, essentially lines up as either a Nephilim or a Watcher Angel. These are these people that had these ideas of construction. They had gifts in construction.
Tulpa effect. Have you ever heard of this?
I haven't heard of the Tulpa effect. What's that?
The idea stems from Buddhist ideology. It's basically this idea that if enough people believe that something is real, it can actually manifest in the real world. That's the general gist. A tulpa exists in a shared mind, and it has its own identity and autonomy, and they're entities that are just strictly generated in the mind. But unlike something like an imaginary friend who we kind of control, tulpas can just completely act and think on their own once they're manifested in the real world. The difference with tulpas is that they are their own entities in the end of the day.
And then there's another bigger circle as well. What the heck is going on?
How to become one of the ruling elite. Step 1. Offer your soul to a dark cosmic entity such as the Hungering One, the Black Star, or Molbach the Devastator. Step 2. Obtain power via unscrupulous business practices, political corruption, military conquests, or a combination of the three. Step 3. Manipulate, oppress, disenfranchise, and brainwash the masses for your personal gain. Step 4. Offer the souls of the masses to your entity of choice. Step 5. Lose any semblance of your humanity, becoming a soul Step 6. Create media and propaganda that portray your faction as the morally superior one while vilifying your critics. Step 7. Collaborate with other power-hungry abominations. The world is now in your grasp.